Welcome, sophomore mentor classes. This is Mr. Desharnais.
And this is Mrs. Sinette Baird. We will be taking you step by step through the scheduling process for next year. You may want to take notes on your direction sheet. You will see that first you will need to verify your name and address and make sure they're correct. Next, please check the box designating whether you will be returning to LaSalle next year or not. Both you and your parents will need to sign and date this form.
Next, let's look at the items labeled 1, 2, and 3 on the survey sheet. Number 1. If you do not already know the honors and AP classes into which you have been recommended, you can find out by logging into PowerSchool and clicking on the class registration icon. In a few moments, I'll demonstrate how to do this. Item number 2. Some courses require that you receive prior approval from the teacher before you hand in your form to your academic advisor. Please make sure you have the teacher's signature on this form before handing it in. The leadership class for Student Life Council can be problematic. For the time being, consult with Mr. O'Connor and follow his advice as to whether or not you should sign up. Number 3, there is always the possibility that you will not receive your first choice elective. If this happens, your academic advisor and the scheduling committee need accurate information about your alternate choices. This section is where you will write your alternate choices in priority order. Number 1 for what's most important, 2 for the second, 3 for the third, and 4 for the fourth. A common mistake students make is to repeat a course that they have already mentioned earlier in the survey. Think about it. If you say to someone, "If I can't get into advanced band, then schedule me into advanced band," it doesn't make any sense and it's not helpful. The last section of the form is the statement that is to be signed only by students requesting AP or honors courses. If this applies to you, please read it carefully as it will put certain obligations on you. Now that we have finished going over the survey form, I will show you a brief demonstration of the PowerSchool course request page. For this demonstration, I have logged in as a sample student by the name of Lance LaSalle. On your page, click the class registration icon, and it will open up a new page. The first thing you notice is that the religious studies area has these two little gray blocks in it. Normally, these should be displaying the names of the courses that have been selected for you. However, this feature isn't working at this time. Hopefully, it will be running when you are selecting your courses later this week. However, you can still find out the names of the courses that have been selected by going over to the pencil icon and clicking it, and you will see that Morality and Justice and Sacraments and Prayer have been selected for you as your religious studies courses next year. In order to save time, I've gone offline for a couple of minutes and finished selecting Lance's required courses. So he is now requesting 2 semesters of English 3 honors, 2 semesters of U.S. history, 2 semesters of Spanish 3, 2 semesters of physics, and 2 semesters of Algebra 2. This gives him 6 courses each semester. So now he has to choose his elective. Since he has not yet done his Visual and Performing Arts 1-year UC admissions requirement, he's going to select from this area. Notice that the area has 2 pages, so you may select from either one. He is a very good artist, and therefore he's going to select Studio Art A and B as his elective. This finishes his 7 major courses. However, he still has to choose 4 alternates. If he were to hit the submit button at this time, he would receive an error message. You did not select a course for this requirement, and in this case, alternates. So he has to come down to alternates and choose from the 5 pages of requests. You have to choose a total of 4. He is a good writer and he's interested in writing, so he's going to select creative writing as his first alternate. Also, he's interested in genetics and biotechnology, so he will submit that as a request. And he is interested in psychology, so he's going to request that as an alternate. And lastly, he is interested in photography as a possible alternate. Now that he has requested 4 alternates, he can hit the submit button, and in a short moment he will be presented with the confirmation page. Here are the 7 courses that he has chosen to fulfill his requirements for next year, and then here are the 4 alternates that he has chosen. If you do not get this page at the end of the process, your requests have not been saved and you have to start over. This concludes the explanation of the course request process. If you have any questions, see your academic advisor as soon as possible. Remember, your course survey sheets are due next Tuesday, February 18th. On behalf of Mrs. Sinette Baird and myself, thank you for your attention.